Hello and welcome to Digital Woodcarver. My name is Laney Shaughnessy, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to install your Vectric software. Now when you purchase your Digital Woodcarver unit, you probably ordered Vectric VCarve Desktop, Vectric VCarve Pro, or Vectric Aspire. And this video, the installation process will be the same for all three of those softwares. So let's take a look at what you will expect in the steps that you're going to be following. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the computer here, and let's pull up an email. And the email that you're going to receive is going to be from Burl Tishner, our owner, bt@digitalwoodcarver.com. And in the email, you will have a link, a registration link that you'll need to click on to take you to the registration page. Once you click the link, that will direct you over to the Vectric registration page. And in that page, you're going to decide your registration type. Now, are you registering this software for your own personal use? Are you registering it as a business? Are you registering it as a school or an institution? Let's talk about the three differences. Now, when you register it for your own personal use, that gives you the ability to install the software on up to 3 personal computers. If you register it as a business or a company, then you will be able to install it on 1 office computer. And if you need to install it on additional office computers, you will need to purchase additional licenses. If you register it as a school, a learning or training education, a school, then that will allow you to install the software on up to 40 single classroom computers. Okay, so in this case, we want to register as our own personal use, and we want to come in and fill out the contact details. So you're going to put your first name, your last name, and then you're going to put in your email address twice. Once that registration is submitted, the next thing you want to do is you want to go directly to the vectric.com website. So let's go ahead and get over there now. And on the Vectric website, you're going to click the Login to VNCO button at the top of the page. And that's going to take you to a login page. Now, you don't have any login information yet because you don't have a Vectric account at this time. You've just registered your software, but now we're setting up the account. So what you want to do is down under the sign in button, you don't have an account, click here to sign up. You're going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to take you to the sign up page, and you want to go ahead and fill in your sign up information, your full name, first and last name. If you registered as a company, put your company name in. If you registered as an individual, leave this box blank. You're going to put in your email address, and then you're going to create a password. Make sure it's a password that you'll remember, because you're going to be using this login to obtain your software for your download. You're going to also be getting in there from time to time, because there's a lot of cool free projects and resources within your account. So make sure it's a password that you remember, or write it down for yourself so you have it for the future. When it comes to accepting the terms and agreement, you're going to want to check off to accept the terms and agreement, and then you can make the decision if you would like to be kept up to date with information about the Vectric products and things, and get emails from Vectric. You can decide that at the time of setting up your account. Once everything's done, you're going to click the sign up button, and automatically within a few moments that will send you an email, an activation email to your email. And you'll want to log into your email. You'll want to find that email from Vectric, and in that activation, that portal activation email, you want to click on the activation link, and that will set up your account. Once you do that, then you can go back to the login page of the Vectric software, and you can log in to your account. We'll go ahead and click on sign in. Now, when you sign in, immediately it'll take you to your main account page, and there's a lot of cool resources, free resources and stuff for you, some free projects that they put out right at the top. When you scroll down on the page, you will have the software itself that you can download. That's where you're going to download your software. There's also, if you ever want to upgrade in the future, or if you want to download your purchased clip art, there's a section for that as well. Now we're going to scroll past that a little bit just to show you some of the things. Every month, Vectric has what's called the Project of the Month. They put out free projects, and it is an entire gallery of projects that from months back up till the current month, where you can go and download those files to Carve. Some really cool resources in there. There are also partner projects from other companies and things that they've submitted, some case studies. In the labs is where the guys and girls at Vectric put together these really nice projects and project tutorial videos for you to follow along, and those files are free as well. Design and Make is a company that creates all the 3D models within the Vectric software, and it's a great place to buy additional 3D models of different kind of things that you want and stuff. Tips and Tricks is a great resource for some tips and tricks to work within the software. You can sign up as the part of the user group meetings and stuff. And then we have our laser module section. And if you don't have a digital laser with your unit, then this will not be of any interest to you. But if you do have the 6-watt digital laser with Digital Wood Carver, then the laser module is a $49 add-on that you can add on that will allow you to laser engrave photos, do shading of 3D models and things, and it's a pretty cool feature. So I would encourage that if you do have a 6-watt laser, that you get the laser module tools, because that's going to be useful for you to be able to use that laser in your Vectric projects. All right, let's go back to our main page here, and when you come into your main page, you're going to click on download your software. Now, if by chance that button says download your trial software, that means that Vectric hasn't put your software into your account yet. Give them a little bit, give them a few minutes, and you'll go back and refresh that page, and you should see it in there. It should pretty much happen right away. But if it's a weekend or something, it might take a little time to get the software into your account. Okay, so once we're in our account, our software area, the software that you own will be listed here. You're going to only have one: Vectric VCarve Desktop, Vectric VCarve Pro, or Vectric Aspire in 90% of the cases. I teach the software, so I have all of them. But depending on what your software is, if it's VCarve Desktop, Pro, or Aspire, you're going to click on View, License, and Downloads. And once you do that, that'll take you into the download area. Now, the main file that you want to download is the installer. You want to download that installer file, so we can go ahead and download that. And if you're in Google Chrome, or even now the new Microsoft Edge, it's going to download at the bottom right corner of the screen. In earlier browsers and things, you might have a download section at the top of the software under downloads, under your little menu, or you might even have a down arrow kind of illuminating green letting you know that that's where the download is. Either way, when that downloads, then you can go ahead and click on it to start the installation. So let's go ahead and minimize out of this. We'll minimize out of this, and once you click to start the installation, it'll take a second for it to pop up. You're going to click yes when it prompts you about making changes to your system, and then you're going to choose your language. Now, there are multiple languages to choose from in the Vectric software, so choose the language that's appropriate to you, and then click OK. And then you're going to follow the procedures to next. Agree to the terms if you want to read the terms and everything. I encourage that for sure, but go ahead and click I agree. On your select the components you want to install, you can choose to install the V-Transfer or not. We don't use the V-Transfer with the Digital Wood Carver unit, so there's really no sense in checking that, but if you want to download it anyway, you sure can. You'll click next. It'll automatically set the destination folder for you, so you'll click next, and then it will take you to the install button, and you're going to run that installation. Okay, now once the installation is complete, it is going to open up the software. Now I'm not going to run the installation because I already have the software installed, but once it finishes installing, it's going to open up the software, whatever software you may have. And when it first opens, it's going to give you a registration box. So you have to license your software. Now it's going to give you two options: to log in online or to do it manually. Now, if you're going to do it manually, let's say, for instance, if we were in that box, online or manual, this is the box you would see right here. If we were to do it manually, that means that we're going to be copying and pasting our codes in. And you would copy and paste them from these areas here. Okay? From your registered username and your 10.5 license code area, you'll copy those and you will paste them into your software in this area. Now, if you're going to do it online, then what it's going to do is it's going to have you log in to your Vectric account. You'll click the login button, and when you log in, it'll take you right to your account, and you'll see a screen here that says accept request. And you'll have two options: allow or decline. We want to allow because we need to link our software with our account, so it will automatically populate that username and license code in there. So you'll click allow, and that'll go through and sync those two accounts and link them up. Once you do that, you'll have a flashing screen at the bottom of your computer, and that means a flashing little icon. So you want to go back to that, and basically it's letting you know that it was retrieved, that license was retrieved successfully. And then any modules, like for instance, I have the laser module in mine, it's showing any modules that are attached and everything, and you'll click next. It'll show you your license to, and it should be your name, and then or company if you've registered as a company, or school if you've registered it as a school. And then you'll click finish and you're done. So that is how to install the Vectric software initially. Okay. Now, from here, we need to set up the software for our digital wood carvers. So that's going to entail installing the post processors for our digital wood carver and our tool database file. So when you received your machine, your unit, you would have received a flash drive. And we talked about the flash drive in earlier videos, but this might be the first video that you came to. So you want to locate your flash drive that came with your unit. Now, if you have a digital wood carver 2440, then that flash drive is generally zip tied to the power cord of the main control box. If it's not there, then you may find it in your actual box that has all of your components, such as clamps and skirts and things like that. If you have the DWC 1824 mini carver, the flash drive will be zip tied to the Z motor of that mini carver unit. Okay, so once you find that flash drive, you want to go into the 2440 V2 setup files or 1824 V2 setup files, whatever your unit is. Substitute that number that's on my screen with yours. So do you have a 2440, 1824, 4848, or our 5100 unit, right? So in my case, I have a 2440, and we will open up that file. Now in that folder, you should see the Vectric setup folder, and in the Vectric setup folder, we want to open that up, and we have two things that we need to do. Now, aside from watching this video, there are step-by-step instructions. If we were to click on this PDF on installing the Vectric post processors, that will open up the instructions, and we do have a step-by-step that kind of walks you through those steps if you need, right? But if you're following along with this video, the first thing we want to do is go into our Vectric post folder, and we will have 5 post processors and a README file. Now we don't need the README file, we just need the post processor. So we're going to select the first one. I'm going to hold down the shift key, select on the last post processor. That'll highlight all of them. We're going to right click and copy those. And then we're going to minimize that web browser because we've got to come back to it in just a moment. So let's minimize that out. And in our Vectric software, we want to go to File, Open Application Data Folder. That will open up our application data folder, and in there we will find a folder called My Post P. We want to open that folder and we want to paste those post processors in there. Now I already have them, of course, but you won't, so you'll want to just anywhere in white space, you're going to right click and paste, left click on paste, and it will put those post processors in that folder for you. Okay, now we've done that, and so we've got one more step to do and we're pretty well set. So the next step is we need to go back down to the File Explorer icon at the bottom of our screen, and if we minimized our File Explorer from earlier, then we can simply just go right back to that folder, and then we can just take one step back into the Vectric setup folder, and you have a little root directory kind of showing you what folder you're in at the top of the screen here. If we go one folder back, that'll take us back to that main Vectric setup folder, and we have a tools.vtdb file that we want to select. We want to right click and copy that, and then once again we could go back in if we minimized, if we kind of just did that minimizing game where we go from one screen to another. We can go right back to our File Explorer icon down at the bottom and go into the My Post P, and if we step back to the V10.5, you're going to look for, in that main directory, you're going to look for the tool database folder. Now in that tool database folder, you're going to right click and paste anywhere in white space there, and now this file already exists in there, so it's going to ask you if you want to replace the file, and you are going to select the object to replace. So if we were to click paste, it will get a window here that says, you know, replace file and destination. That's the option that you want to click, okay? Because we're updating it with our tool library. Now, if by chance you closed out of the File Explorer window and you came in here and copied that tools.vtdb, then all you have to do simply is minimize or close that File Explorer and go back to the Vectric software and go back to the File menu, open Application Data folder, and then go into the Tool Database folder. From there, right click, paste, and then replace. Okay, that completes the installation of the software and the setup of it. We just have one more thing to set up, and then you're all ready to go, and you're ready to start designing and creating toolpaths and things. And of course, we have a video for that to help guide you through your very first project. You can find that video on the digitalwoodcarver.com website. Under the owner's menu, getting started, you'll see a video, Digital Wood Carving 101, design your first project, right? And you'll click on that, and that'll take you through step by step on how to create your very first project. It's just a very simple sign, and just kind of talk you through it. We also have a video to carve that first project as well, which would be labeled or named Digital Wood Carving 101, carve your first project, right? Now the name may vary. It might just say Digital Wood Carver, carve your first project. It might not have the 101, but I believe that's what the file name is going to be when it gets created. All right, so we've installed the software. Now we need to set up one more thing, and then we're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to click on create a new file here on the main screen. And we're not really concerned right now at this point on the job setup, so we're just going to click OK. And in our software, we have CAD, CAM. So CAD is computer aided design. That's the left side of the software. And here at the top of the screen, we have a little icon that will switch us back and forth from the design side to the manufacturing side, our toolpaths and everything. So this little button with the blue arrow pointing to the right, that will take us to the CAM side of the software, computer aided manufacturing. And again, we have a little box with an arrow pointing to the left, and that's how we switch back and forth. Now we want to switch over to the CAM side of the software where all of our toolpath operations are. And we have a toolpath at the very last row, second icon. It looks like a clock. We want to click on that. And we want to set our total machining time parameters. Now, in your list, by default, it's going to be set to millimeters a second. You want to set that to inches per minute. And if you have a DWC 1824, then your rapid rate will be 125. If you have a DWC 2440, then your rapid rate will be 150. If you have our DWC 4848 or our DWC 5100 unit, then your rapid rate would be 250 inches per minute. Now, once you set your number accordingly, the scale factor is going to be 1.3. Now, what this does is this helps give you a close to good estimation of your machine runtime based on the rapid rates of the machine and then the design, the feed rate and plunge rate of the bit and things like that. So you'll be able to, when you're calculating toolpath, you'll be able to go into the clock here to look and see about how long the runtime would be for that particular job. And we're going to get more into that in the design your first project video, so we will talk about that more at that time. But once you've done that, congratulations, you've completed the installation of your Vectric software and you're ready to hit the floor running, start designing and carving. And I look forward to seeing you in the design your first project video. Again, my name is Laney Shaughnessy, and if you have any questions or if you need any help installing your software, you can reach us at 833-392-2621, extension number 2. And I'll be happy to help you if you need help with installing your software, or if you got stuck along the way or anything and you just need assistance. And you can be, we can be reached at that number Monday through Saturday, 24 hours a day. We are closed on Sundays. We do take emergency calls, but if it's not an emergency, we'll be in touch with you on Monday. You can leave us a message. If you've made it this far and you completed everything based on the steps of this video, congratulations. You're all done, and I'll see you in the next video.